Okay. All right. I guess I don't really know how to do this because I never thought that I would share this with anyone. The world, like, nobody. I didn't think I would share it with my fiance. I didn't think I would share it with my kids. Somebody who was like me and needed something like this. I never really thought that I could be like a beacon for somebody going through something that I struggle with every day. I just thought that like I'd spend my whole life holding something like this in because, God, it's embarrassing. And it's not easy to talk about. People told me that it would get easier every day. And as the days passed, it never got easier. I just learned how to fake things better and hide things well. But I was never better. No day was easier than the one before, and I always worried about the day to come. But recently, I've had, some pretty significant coming to Jesus moments, and I want more of them, but I don't know that I can get to those moments or that point without saying who I am out loud so that I can recognize who I am, who I like really am inside. Because the new me wants to be the old me, which is so odd because everybody usually wants to be someone new. But who I am now, the new me, is not, it's not the person that I was before and that I enjoyed being. And, that's a result of some of the things that have happened. So I need to be able to say out loud who I am. So I guess where I'll start is that I was brought up in a very, what I thought was normal family, and like, at least for a while. Like, my parents didn't divorce until I think I was like 11 or 12. And my sister and I, my biological sister and I, grew up pretty close to each other. When my parents divorced when I was 12, I don't want to say that's when like everything started to change in my life, but a lot of things happened that required me to like grow and mature very quickly. So when I was 17, I decided that I wanted to leave where I was from and join the United States Marine Corps. So I did. My mom decided that she didn't want to help me do that because she would be sending me away. And looking back, like, I see how selfish she was. But she did it because she didn't want to lose me. So anyway, she signed my papers, allowed me to join the Marine Corps. And the summer after I graduated high school, I left for boot camp. And the Marine Corps was some of the best and the worst days of my life. But, God, the brotherhood and the camaraderie was unlike anything else. I've had no relationship since I got out of the Marine Corps that was quite like that of the ones that I shared with my brothers and sisters while I was in. So during my 8 years in the Marine Corps, I had huge plans to be, I used to tell everybody I was going to be the first female commandant in the Marine Corps. And if you don't know what that means, basically it's equivalent to being the president of the United States, except for you're essentially the president of the Marines. And there had never been a female in charge, not at that position. So I used to say I was so motivated, and I used to say that was going to be me. I was going to be the first female commandant. Like, I was going to make the history. And I loved the Marine Corps, and I loved everything it stood for, and the person that helped me become, and the opportunities it gave me, and the places it took me, and the relationships it helped me build with some people that I still consider some of my best friends. But there was one thing that happened while I was in the Marine Corps that shook my whole world. So I know that some of the people that was in the Marine Corps with me, they have an idea of what happened, or they have an idea of what took place, but it's just like any other situation where unless you're the person who's told someone directly, then the stories change. Details are left out. Some random details probably put in that never really had any fact to them. But I don't think I'm going to get into every detail, because I really don't know that this video or this confession is about that. I think what I'm just wanting to do is I'm just wanting to build a bridge for me and anyone who wants to come on it, because I need to become the person that I used to be before. And PTSD is real. It doesn't matter if that PTSD was caused by war. It doesn't matter if it was caused by anything military related. It can be, you can be a civilian and something happened, a car accident that you were in that can cause it. It can be that your dog died and you have PTSD. There's such a stigma around it. Military members specifically don't speak about it. It's difficult too, because maybe you don't feel like other people can relate, or that there's even people out there that are like you. So it becomes a very selfish disease. And everybody's a little different with how they go about managing it, because it's never cured, it's never gonna go away, but it's about how you yourself manage it so that you can continue or try to live a life of normalcy with still managing what you're going through. So, I've been in the Marine Corps for, 4 or 5 years. And one night, a fellow Marine, someone I considered my brother, decided that he was going to violate me in a way that nobody would be able to sympathize with that hadn't experienced something like it. Many tried to empathize, but still to this day, I don't feel like I'm like anybody else in my life, because I feel like I'm the only one who went through something like this. And that makes it very hard to talk about, because you don't think people will understand. You also don't want sympathy, and you don't want judgment or excuses. And I guess that's part of why I'm doing this video, is that I don't want to make excuses anymore for the person that I am today, because I know that I have the power to be who I used to be before this. But it just took something really drastic in my life that happened about a week ago to really put this into perspective for me, that the person that I am, this defensive, guard up, confrontational, aggressive person, is not my soul. It's not who I am. It's not who I was. And what happened a week ago really made me think, like, God, I need to reevaluate, because I just don't want to keep, people don't understand maybe why I sometimes lash out or act the way I do, and I can't go around and tell every single person individually about what happened with me and why I'm who I am. But I owe myself that, and I owe the people who are my friends that. So on the night that one of my fellow Marines he raped me. Okay. I lost myself. All of my dreams, all of who I wanted to be, who I was. Okay. He took that from me. At that time, I don't think he realized all of the ways he would hurt me emotionally after physically hurting me. But I don't care about him. Just like he doesn't care about me. He went on with his life. The details are, and I'll leave those for another time, but the short end of the story is that he pleaded guilty to breaking and entering. He pleaded guilty for sexual assault. A slew of other charges. He didn't really have any way to say that it wasn't, that he was innocent or it wasn't him. Or the night it happened, NCIS showed up. It was like an episode of a TV show. They showed up, put that little black dust all over every little thing. Black lighted everything for fingerprints. Found the piece that he used to pick the lock. I was so worried. I was so worried about being judged that when the cops asked me what happened, when the military police were there and they were questioning me, when they were sitting so close to me, trying to make it seem like I made this up. I was so worried that my then husband at the time and my son, who was so small, would think differently of me, that they wouldn't look at me the same, that it would affect my relationship with them if I told them that he raped me. So I didn't. I told them everything but that. Only person I've ever told aside from this video is my now fiance. Him and I have been together for over 6 years, and we just got engaged. But prior to that, he had known something had happened in the military. He's not military. He knew something had happened, but not all of it. And it took me years, probably 4 years, to say those words to him. And I only said it because he couldn't understand some of the things I was doing. He couldn't understand some of the ways I was reacting, and it was only hurting us. So one day after we had what I considered like one of our only huge fights that we've ever had, I had to pour my heart out, because I felt like if I didn't, I was going to lose him, and I didn't want to. So I told him, which was hard, and the look on his face was just so disappointed. And that was the same worry that I had when this all happened, and I didn't want to tell anyone. But I was so glad I said it, because I just felt like, oh, God, somebody finally can understand why I may be, like, why my soul is like bursting to come out, but it comes out in like this rage of anger, or just this very defensive way. So now he can understand, and maybe he'll try to help, or maybe he'll see that I'm not the devil and my intentions are so good. They're pure, and I'm really trying, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle every day. It's going to be a struggle every day. I don't know. It's been almost 11 years, and this is the first time I've said it out loud to anyone but him. So I'm just hoping that when somebody sees this, that I know and that I love, maybe I don't know you, but maybe you're like me. Maybe you need somebody to sympathize with. because you don't have anyone to do that. Or maybe you know somebody who is going through something like this. Oh, I thought there was something on my phone. I thought it was a bug on the wall. But maybe you know somebody who went through this or is going through this and you don't know how to be there for them. Maybe you're a veteran, you're a woman, and there aren't resources. The resources suck, guys. But maybe you don't know any other female veterans. And maybe you aren't in the same situation I'm in, but you don't know any other female veterans. So you thought, maybe I can just relate to some of the things. Like, I'm not asking to be some big social media influencer. This is for me. This is for anyone else who wants it to be for them. This is for my friends who I love and I care about, and I want them to know that I'm rough on the surface, but I'm not, like, deep down. And I'm working to be more graceful, and I'm working to just live with more grace, because I'm not getting anywhere by keeping everything in. So if there's anything that I said in this video, it was all to myself. This was me speaking my heart out loud so that I can start to grow. So that's it. And I can't believe I just said that. And I can't believe